I knew that I learned differently, and I felt like because I learned so differently, I could explain things to people in ways that like the teachers they like weren't getting. Went to college, da 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 da, became a teacher. In school, when I was a teacher, I was like, I'm going to be a counselor because that's what kids need. I went to a counseling program and I loved it, but I was like, this isn't like concrete enough for me.
Yeah.
Gosh, I loved Skinner and like it made sense, but then going the CBT route was just like, it just wasn't satisfying with my clients. So anyways, I decide that I'm going to go to a PhD program. And in the PhD program, our school had very low scores. And they were basically like, if you're a doc student and you want to take these ABA classes, we will scholarship them. That's how I got into it. It was a scholarship, and I'm like a poor single mom, so I'm taking it. And the first class, ABA 101, I was like, okay, this is what I'm doing. Like now all the concepts from special education, from counseling, from like my lived experience, from the work that I had done at schools, from the work that I had done just in different locations, I was like, this brings it all together. And so I was in love with the science and really just from there, like ran towards the science, whatever it brought me to.
What about that ABA 101 like clicked and confirmed like this is it?
The fact that there was little gray area.
Yes. It wasn't as abstract.
Yes.
Right? And it brought all of the principles that you love together, but it was data driven.
And you
Tell
can,
me, tell me I'm not like reading your mind.
It is, exactly. And so when we started doing this, I was like taking data in class about like how many times the professor said something. And then like if we could like decrease and things like that. And then I started like trying to shape my husband a little bit. And I'm like, dang, this isn't working so good.
I think we're all guilty of that.
Yes.
Brianna had her significant other on a reinforcement schedule of earning buttons at one point.
If you want that for you, I just wanted him to make the bed. And you know what? All he wanted was just like for me to buy him dinner every once in a while. And I was like, I can do that.
I'm like,
just
done.
dinner's fine for you to make the bed. Great. And you know what? Now almost every day, all it takes is just some positive praise. Like, thank you so much for making the bed. And he does it every morning.
So we've transitioned from buttons to verbal praise, and then it equals dinner.
Wow.
Yeah.
We call it ABA-ing in my family. And at first my husband was like, are you ABA-ing me? And then I'm like, do the same thing to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
But don't tell me, just do
back.
it.
Right.
And now I make the bed every day. And I'm like,
And then you hear, what a good job. You did such a good job making the
He's like
bed.
looking out of the room like, ha ha ha.